Welcome to Toad TV. I am Mary Beth.
I'm Helen.
This is Arthur. And we are the creative hands and minds.
Sorry, ring the bell.
Creative hands and minds behind Toad Hollow. And first off, we want to say thank you so much to everyone who has shopped our sale. If you don't know, we are having an end of summer sale where everything in the shop is 25% off. All you have to do is put Toad Summer, one word, all capitals, in the code area at the end of your order, and it will take 25% off everything.
Right.
So everybody who has ordered so far, thank you so much. Your packages are on the way. I packed up the last 2 today, so they are gone. And we are in the midst of dyeing Advents.
Right.
We have, I think, 8 more colors to do, and then we're done. So,
and then we have to pick the 4 and do that.
Right. We're going to lay everything out once we're finished and pick our 4 favorites and dye those for the 4 Sundays of Advent. But so far, the colors are so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. We just finished washing today, and one of the colors just takes my breath away. I'm so in love with it. It's so gorgeous.
It's such a you color.
Yes. So, well, it's not even that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's the brights.
Oh, no, I know.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
I thought you were doing the oranges.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay, all of this is not going to make any sense to you until you open your Advent. But,
our Advent is based all around the national parks. We picked 24 separate parks, separate states.
25.
25.
Right, because the Christmas is one too.
So 25 states, 25 parks. And we're really excited about them.
I know, we had so much fun going through and picking things out and saying, okay, I need more water, I need more air, I need more animals. So
Right.
it was really a lot of fun planning out.
It was, yeah.
All right, so those are on their way to being done. We have, and everything that is done so far is completely twisted. So
Twisted the last ones just before we started filming.
I know it's a good feeling when you know you don't have 24 piles
Right.
minis to be twisted. So yeah, they're all done in their separate bags. Okay, so today is an update day. We're going to update you on a bunch of different projects.
Right. If you are a patron, on Monday we put up a video of our Monday meeting where we discussed what we were planning to do for the week, both work-wise, crafty-wise, the whole shebang. And this is the how much of that did we get done video.
Right.
So if you're a patron and you want to see that first, go to Patreon. If you're not, please come join us on Patreon.
Wait, here we have Agatha coming up now too.
Oh, look, she's so jealous. Arthur's in the video. Arthur's in her way. Agatha goes up onto that bookcase, over to the mantle over there, and sleeps on top of the mantle.
Yes, she loves it up there.
Anyway, this was a very hot week, so yarn was not, other than to twist minis, yarn was not touched. So this is a cross-stitch EPP kind of video.
Fabric.
Yes, cross-stitch and fabric. Hello? What? Are you going to sit on top of the bear?
We should mention the bear.
Oh, yes,
we have
because-
talked about this before, but every time we do a podcast, somebody asks about the bear chair. This is a chair that was hand carved in Germany. My grandparents got it when they did a trip that way back in the 70s, and they had it sent home. And it is one of the things that my mom inherited from my grandmother. So it is a chair that is in the shape of a bear with the arms of the chair are his arms coming out, and you are sitting in his lap. It is very, very unique.
I'm remarkably comfortable.
Yes, it really is. It's a very comfortable chair. So, all right, EPP, here we go. On my EPP list on Monday, I had put down that I wanted to start basting a new thing, and that was it. So I did that.
I was going to say,
and then
you
some.
exceeded expectations.
I did. All right, so what I wanted to do was I had gotten a pattern from Paper Pieces, and it's the Seven Sisters. And if you follow us on Instagram, you may have seen me packing my bag that Helen made me. Helen made me a booklet pouch using the fabric from Nightshade, from Tula Pink's Nightshade. That is so awesome. I can't even tell you. And I did a video on Instagram showing you how I packed up each of the different pockets and things. But I am using this to hold everything for the Seven Sisters. This is very apropos for us because we went to Smith, which is considered one of the Seven Sisters colleges. Also, I love the stars. I really do. So what they did was they took the 7 different colors of the rainbow and made stars out of them. And if you can see, there's a darker and a lighter of each color. I am doing mine a little bit differently. I am using Tula Pink's Tiny Beasts as the main fabric for my stars. And each of these has a little tiny animal on it. I have done 4 fabrics so far, 4 of the main ones. So I've been happily just basting away. Can you do me a favor? Can you hold that? All right. So this one here has chipmunks on it. Like this.
So some you fussy cut to get the chipmunk, and then some
And
you just
the
random.
acorns. Because I did some fussy cutting for the acorns as well. So I'm doing that, and then I'm going to use this as my complementary color. So these are going to be 3 of the points of the star, and these are going to be the other 3. So that's that one. Then I did, this one has, I have to find one that actually has him. Oh, here you go. This one has foxes on it. So I have, they're going to be these 3, and then it's getting a red background, like so. So that's what those are going to look like. Then I have, this one is the hedgehog, and you can see him there. And then it's also got pink and yellow flowers. So these are going to go against this stripe as a backdrop.
So you have basted everything you need for the entire quilt in that fabric.
In the beast fabric, I haven't done any of the complementary ones yet. But yes, I have. You need 27 diamonds for each one, each color. This one has raccoons. And then it's going to go against
It's going to be so pretty.
this stripe. So I have those 4 main fabrics done. Then there's quite a few left in the Tiny Beasts that I can choose from, and I'm going to try and make sure I get a yellow, a green, and a darker blue, I think, are going to be the way I'm going to try and get it from the fabrics. We're going to see. I think I can.
Is there a blue?
There is... There's this one, which is kind of purpley, but I could mix a darker blue stripe with it. There's, oh, you know what? This
You
one.
can do the ladybug.
There's that one that's got the dark blue background that I could do. And then there's this one that I'm going to use to pull the yellows. And either this one, which is also foxes, this one, which is bears, or this one, which is also squirrels. I'm going to use that to pull my greens. So I may use one of these for the blues as well. I'm not sure. I have to lay them out and see how they're going to look. But sorry, trying to get past the crinkling. I'm going to be able to get a tiny stripe or a tiny dot to go with each of those that will will help pull out whatever color I'm looking for.
Right.
So it's going to be okay. I'm really excited about it. It's a
I
lot
can't
of
wait
fun
till you
to
get
do.
them and you start sewing the stars together.
I know, that's my thing. I have done these 4, so now I know, since I know what I'm using as the stripe or the dot, I am going to, for next week, my goal is to get some of those diamonds done so that I can then sew them together and start showing stars.
Right.
You know, and it'll be easier to explain because
You have the
they'll
star.
come together. Okay. So that's my first. Okay.
Okay, my EPP is I have started another Cherish quilt. And
Have you finished your first Cherish quilt?
I have not. However, it is the season because I have always wanted. Can I have the board?
Yes.
To do a Halloween Cherish quilt. So
What if I hold these?
I have started. These are the first 3 blocks I have gotten done. So we have that one. And I'm really having fun with my fussy cutting. That one. This one. Love. And this one. And these were all ones that I had finished before this week. So my goal this week was to baste 2 more blocks and put one of them together. I have failed spectacularly. And I managed to baste one, and I will have it put together by the end of the weekend. So before our next meeting, I will have it together. So this is going to be the middle hexie, and then that. Will be going around the outside, and I'm getting such a kick out of I have a little ghost mouse in the middle surrounded by the scary cats. That will be the next one, and then this weekend hopefully I will baste up the second one and at least have it ready to go to sew together next week.
So the last time I was talking about EPPing, I was talking about my Queen of Diamonds quilt that I had finished basting everything, and I was sewing together. The diamonds were all sewed together, and I was sewing on the first line of sashing. And I said that what I wanted to do was finish that and then continue working on my Sunburst quilt, which is another one that I started a long time ago. I have not done either of those things. I started the Seven Sisters and started another one instead. For this one...
Well, you did get your Sunburst figured out and ordered the pieces that you needed.
Yes, I did.
You were missing paper pieces.
Yes, I did do that. Okay, so for this one, I had gotten a whole bunch of jelly rolls from one of those online websites where it's just, hey, get these for next to no money at all. So I got a whole bunch of them in different florals. They're all, I took out all the florals. There were some blue, some white with different colored flowers, some pinks, some browns, and I took a bag of 1-inch hexies that we had gotten from Paper Pieces, and I just started basting a whole bunch of hexagons. And what I did was I can get 8 from each strip. So I would cut and baste 8 of them, just clip them together, and then the next thing I did was I cut a bunch of yellow hexies out of one of Tula Pink's True Colors, and I basted a whole bunch of these, and now I've started sewing them together in flowers. So I have started putting them together in flowers like this.
And what Mary Beth does is Mary Beth bastes and then she machine pieces them together.
Yes, I sew them with my sewing machine on a zigzag stitch. And these are the flowers that I've gotten done so far. I did this
They are so pretty.
in probably an hour. I got most of these done in about an hour.
It was an hour, yeah, because it took me an hour to baste the one, and you put them all together.
Here's another one. And here's here's the last two. There's that one, and then there's this one. So I have a whole bunch of flowers.
They are so pretty.
And now I have to decide what I'm going to do with them. I can do your grandmother's quilt, which Helen is going to put in a picture of here, which is basically you put a flower and surround it by a ring of white hexes, and then there's another flower surrounded by the hexes and that sort of thing.
Because you want something surrounding them. You don't want to do
Yes,
anything.
I do not want them right on top of
that.
each other. I don't like that. Or I can do something like this. I can do something like this where I baste a whole bunch of greens and then I have it be a vine that is just winding around the quilt and there are random flowers sticking off.
So I know this isn't your final design, but what would you do here?
It would just be white. No, it would just be white.
Okay.
If I can fit a flower in there where it's not on top, it's not touching another flower, I might put one in. So like here, those 7 right there where they're not going to touch another flower, I might do that. But here where it's touching other flowers, I don't want that. So, or I might just leave it white. I would lay them out and see first. I'm not sure because this is definitely an option, and I think this would be really, really pretty.
It would be beautiful. It's just a lot of.
So either of these are good options, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have enough by the time I'm done to do both of them.
Right.
So that I can just do both of them. The thing is, this is a really great thing to do at night when you're trying to pay attention to what's on TV, answering questions, that kind of thing. And, you know, it's
Mindless basting.
mindless basting, and you don't want to touch yarn because it's too hot and sticky. This is a great thing to do.
Right.
You just baste and baste and baste, and then when you have a free minute upstairs, you just start sewing them together.
Yeah.
And as long as you have the
This-
pieces together, it's
We
gonna
need
be-
a design wall so that you could really lay that out.
Yeah.
Once you get all your pieces put together and everything.
Yeah. So, we shall see how it goes. I will keep you updated, but for right now, both of these projects are longer term projects. It's going to take a while for them to get done. At this one especially, it's just I'm basting and sewing together things,
Right.
and
See that everything lies.
right. It's not supposed to be done this week or anything like
Right.
that. It's just something fun to keep on the back burner. Let's talk cross stitch, shall we? Because there's been a lot of cross stitch going on.
Yes.
We have had, I was kind of down for a while, and I think it's just the noise, the literal noise. We have construction going on both sides of the house, on houses on either side of us, so that there's that, and then the noise of the world that just kind of is like encroaching upon you, and it brings you down periodically.
And the heat. I mean, it's just all factors.
So, it's always very good when you have somebody who knows you well enough that can tell you, you know, why don't you start something new? You get excited about starting something new. The endorphins start rushing in when you have a new project to start. You get excited about it. So, I started 3 new projects this past week. One I actually had started last week, and I had talked about it before. We had talked about what we were going to do with our leftover yarn, floss from projects when you're done. You know, you finish your project and then you have some leftover floss. So what do you do with it? You can find each of the skeins and wind it back onto it, or you can put it into a different project. And what we
You can
decided,
accept that that's not going to happen and you're going to end up throwing away floss.
we decided that we were going to do a Long Dog sampler. And I chose Lo and Behold. And I have started him. Again, this is a very long-term project because as I finish a project, which I don't do very often,
A, it requires finishing.
or I frolic a project like the birds, which I'm not doing anymore, I have all those flosses, those beautiful colors that I can now put on. But as I finish working on a project, I can start adding in different colors. I am going to do this that each motif is going to be one color. Like this is an alligator. That's the tail of an alligator. He's going to be green. He may be different shades of green, but he's going to be green. And there are birds that are on his back, and each bird will be one color. I'm not going to change color in the middle of things like that, but the borders and things like that, I'll just work to the end of a piece of floss and then start a new color. So again, long term, you will see this over and over again. But he started.
I love the border.
I know,
how pretty
really.
that is.
Yeah, it is very pretty. So,
Okay. I'll do the birch. While we're on the subject, somewhat, of the extraordinary birds, because Meredith quit hers.
she did.
I am working on the Extraordinary Birds Stitch Along by Lola Crow, and I have miraculously kept myself up to date on it because I realized that if I did not, fairly early on with this project, if I did not keep myself close to up to date, I would abandon it and eventually maybe get back to it, but probably not. So I'm very glad I did because I do love what it looks like. May not always love working on it. These are my extraordinary birds.
Okay.
And when I do something like hold it up for the camera, I'm kind of like, oh my God, look at that.
I know.
So, this past week, we did the early birds. So we got our dinosaurs. So we got that guy. We got this guy. These flowers here. And then this one. The 12th clue comes out today, and then there are only 2 more after that, and we're done. So I could be done this mid-September. So this will be, these flosses will be my start of my long dog, so I'll go into which one I chose and everything. But her cross stitch is phenomenal.
It is.
It is intricate.
Yes.
There's a ton of back stitching, which I make myself do as I go so that it's not like, oh my God, I have all this back stitching to do. But it is amazing what a little back stitch will do to define these birds. These were the lovebirds. I love this guy. But it's so good.
I really, really love her projects, her patterns and things like that. I need to start with them completely finished because my counting is not always accurate, and I find myself where I'm so off that I can't fit the thing in properly, and it's going to be a bird that has only half a neck type of thing. It's got this great big head with a teeny tiny little neck because I miscounted and I don't have enough space for the neck type of thing. So for me, I need to have it completely done so that you're not relying on me counting over 25 stitches to get in the next color.
Yeah, I have some of her older stitch-alongs that I want to do, like the Deadly Aquarium,
The Haunted Library
library kind of thing. But I do not love the hunting all over the place to figure out where I'm starting each week and where does it go. Like this week, she gives you a clue on Thursdays where on the chart you're going to be stitching each week. So like this week it's in here. So this will be easier because it's kind of in an open area. But when like these guys, when you have to nestle them into here, but you've already stitched all this and it's just, it's doable, but
You have to be very detail oriented.
it's complicated,
Yeah.
Really love the finished product. So,
And for someone who is okay fudging things, this is not a good way to do it.
no, and this is
Not you. I'm talking about me because I am very good on just saying, it's okay.
Oh no, and I mean I've had almost every single week. It's like, oh,
I'm supposed to be putting something there and
I
there's
was
somebody
maybe
already
there's
there.
something already there, but either I stitch over it or whatever. It's working out. They're not drastic mistakes, but it's just, yeah. I would much rather.
So cool.
Yeah, I do love it. So, looking forward to mid-September.
Yes. All right, the next one on my pile is my temperature blanket. I have kept up with this, which the last time I did something like this, I stopped mid-March, I think. And this year, I have kept on top of it. I do this every Sunday. And this is where I am. July is completely done. And I'm coming along with August. So you can see where I am. The reds and oranges and yellows are obviously the warmer colors. That's the heat.
It's so pretty.
It is. I'm pretty sure there's a strawberry right in here that I have to add in. So that little empty space there, I'm pretty sure there's a strawberry.
Oh, okay.
And underneath these, there's going to be a fox for September.
Cool.
So I'm going to add in a fox. But yeah, no, it's looking really, really good. I love it. I really, really do. And I usually take it through, I start it on Sunday and I'll finish it on Monday so that I'm doing Tuesday through Sunday usually. But yeah.
It's so pretty.
So pretty. So this is my weekly thing that I do, and it's coming along very nicely. It really is. I'm very happy with it.
So usually each week for the Extraordinary Birds, I usually finish it over the weekend. Sometimes it goes into Monday or Tuesday. And then I get the week. I consider them my free days where I get to do whatever I want. So in the mornings this week, I wanted to work on my long dog sampler, which is the fish and ships. And I have finished the first page of the pattern. And this week I moved into the second page, which is over here. I got the border all the way across, which is always fun. And then I did the spout from the whale. And now I am finishing up the whale here. And I just love this so much. I'm using a DMC variegated floss. I will tell you what color.
Right there,
Yeah, I just can't see it.
4025.
4025. So it's the blues. And it's a 36 count linen from Atomic Ranch. It's called Vapors. So I'm doing 1/2, 1 thread over 2. And I just love it. It is going to be so pretty. And again, the long dogs, it's always like, it's one of those things where you're looking at it and it's like, oh, look, there are two birds in the whale.
Yeah, it's It's not so much what you're stitching, it's the negative relief
Right.
has so much in it that it's so fun to see.
Yeah,
So it's like an I Spy game.
it is. So that's fish and chips.
One of my projects that I started is an owl forest that we bought. It's called the Colors of Autumn Pumpkin, and we actually got the floss to go with it. And I have started it. I'm starting down in the bottom right hand corner. I'm working my way across and up. And this is where I am so far. It's all different pumpkins and vines, and there's a house. It's just so pretty. And her flosses are gorgeous.
It's a total pumpkin sampler type of situation.
Yeah.
And it is just, I love how it's all plaid.
That's the
floss?
The floss. That's the way the floss comes. This is Helen uses linens of different sizes. I do Ada. I'm completely Ada, and I'm usually 16 or 18 count. This is a 16 count in, the color is Chablis, and it's from Picture This Plus. But Helen suggested that I use this color, and I thought, it's not very fall, but the colors of the flosses are showing up so beautifully against
It's gorgeous.
it that it
The white
works.
just pops so nicely.
I know, because I was thinking of doing it on white, but then you have this white floss that is, there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
You're using it a lot. So I'm glad that you pointed this out, because it's just perfect. It really is. So this is the Colors of Autumn Pumpkins from Owl Forest. You will notice that Owl Forest comes up a lot because we love her patterns. Speaking of.
This is my first owl forest of the day. In my appropriately matching bag. I can read Russian. So 2025 is the year of the snake. So I started this as my year of the snake. I started it on Chinese New Year. It's on a random piece of linen that we had.
Here, if you hold the top
Okay.
there. And can we get a little bit closer? There we go.
So I spent a day or two on this one this week. This is the page. You'll see the page break, because that snake is cut in half. So I got the border done completely for that page, and I'm just about done working on an egg here. And I totally screwed it up, and I have to pull out the stitches, and then I ran out of the floss, and so I put it away for the week. However, I love how their borders have, on their animal houses, have little guys on the side. So those are my snakes. The goal is to finish this one this year, and since I just have this side left to do, that should be doable as long as I continue to work on it.
Yes, I think so. You have a needle hanging.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. All right, for my last new start of the week, this is ridiculous, but I have been wanting to start this since I saw it last year. The Tiny Modernist did her stitch along for Halloween last year, and it was the Haunted Clock. I love this.
It is so fantastic.
I absolutely love this. I am waiting on a bunch of my flosses. However, I did have the black, so I could get started. And then I was waiting on the orange, and I saw that we had fragrant cloves, which is an over dyed or a hand dyed floss, and I decided I was going to try that. And this is where I am.
It's from Gentle Arts, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
Because I'm using it. I'm not.
this is where I am so far.
Look at that.
So I started in the middle, and
Because she said to, right?
yes, I've started in the middle, and I've got the hand slit clock, and then the lines on the bottom that are in between the two circles, those are the 6 and the 7 of the numbers of the clock. The rest of it
Okay.
will be put in with back stitching.
Oh, nice. Fun.
So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of back stitching going on there, but I adore it. I think it is so cool. The colors are so pretty. There are going to be some purples, and it's like in a haunted tower type of thing. It's
It was such a neat
fantastic.
idea.
It's really, really cool. So he is coming along very nicely. I'm really, really enjoying doing this. And this fabric is, it's called Golden Harvest. It's from Atomic Ranch. So it's Atomic Ranch, and the color is Golden Harvest. And again, 16 count data.
I like the fabric.
Yes,
Because
so do I.
my long dog is on that, and the fabric has a very good hand feel. And
Yes.
Not a lot of slub. The linen doesn't have a lot of slubs in it. So.
Okay. It's not crunchy
Right,
either,
yeah.
but it's stiff enough that it's easily to work. It's easy to work with. So I very much like this. I think Atomic Ranch, Fiber on a Whim, and Picture This Plus are my 3 favorites.
Yeah.
I really like their
Also, who's it? Forbidden Fiber? I like theirs.
because I was looking at it.
Because my birds is on Forbidden Fiber.
I was trying to order some fabrics, and Fiber on a Whim has, I think they're the ones that have really good tonals,
Okay.
and Picture This Plus has good variegated
Models, yeah.
kind of model type things. So depending on what you want, you can get it in the different areas.
Yeah.
But they have great colors. It's not all really dark or really light. And this is great for when you need something like an oatmeal color, but you want a little bit more than just
Right.
oatmeal. Because I'm pretty sure there's some white in here too. So I need something that's going to show up.
Right.
The oatmeal, sometimes the white disappears into it. So this is a good one. So yeah, I love this one.
And fabric plays a lot into how much you enjoy
Yeah.
your stitch. Another owl forest is my autumn gnomes. And this is on 36 count vintage country mocha, which I do not love. I don't mind it so much, but it's not as supple as some of the other linens. That's the way that goes. So I'm still working on the border. This one hasn't completely grabbed me just yet. I think once I get out of this particular color that I'm working on, it'll go better. But I love the colors, the overall colors of it.
And isn't it Gnomes painting autumn leaves?
Yes.
So, I mean, it's going to be an awesome thing once you get into it.
Once
Yeah.
I get into the gnomes and everything, it's just, I know I flew through this. It's just like this one's just taking me forever for whatever reason. Maybe it was just the day I was stitching it.
Yeah.
So.
My final cross stitch for the week is my Epic Alice. I have started working on this in the mornings, and the reason I'm showing this is because I finished the first page, And there's definite,
which is a huge accomplishment when you're talking full coverage.
yeah, there's definite progress since the last time I showed it.
Oh wow, look how much on the second page you took.
So there I am with my first page. And now I've moved into the second page. And I was telling Helen, you know, I've got to get all the way across, which is all trees, and then start down the side again, and that's going to be trees. But then once I get into the pile of hats, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be so much more fun. Only I'm not doing the pile of hats. I'm doing the pile of books. There's a hat on top of it, but I'm doing a pile of books. So it's not quite as bright. It's a little bit more muted, but it's still going to be very, very cool.
You know, you have to put it on camera every once in a while. Because just looking at it, it's like, oh, look. Even me, and I didn't stitch it, and just looking at it right now, it's like, oh, there's a bunch of colors. And I do see the tree.
Right.
But then you put it on the camera, and it's very defined. I think what it is you really have to step back.
Yeah.
Because looking at the stitches, it's just like it's a bunch of stitches.
There you go. So yeah, no, it is coming along.
Right.
It is. This is definitely the type of project that you don't see it until you step back from it, and you have to put in a lot of stitching before motifs start coming out.
Right. So you just have to make yourself work on it constantly, so you don't let it languish. And
I was listening to a really, really good book at the end of that last week to the beginning of this week, and that was what I was doing while I was stitching. So I was listening to this fantastic book and stitching.
And for
at
the next
same
couple
time.
days when you stitch on it, it'll remind you of the book.
Yeah.
Because I've done that.
So Epic Alice is continuing on. I'm going to continue working on her in the mornings. I have the last 2 or 3 mornings. The last 2 or 3 mornings we were dyeing and washing yarn, so we didn't really stitch. But before that, like 2 mornings before that, I was working on the Haunted Clock because I was just totally enamored with it. It's like, oh look, a shiny
Right,
bit.
thing, yeah.
And I was working on that, but I will be going back to this in the mornings and then doing something in the afternoon. Yeah. So.
My last project is the one that's really grabbed me this week. It's the Croquette A Go-Go Halloween in the City. And the fact that it's grabbed me is pretty amazing for the pattern because I hate the fabric. It's like a polyester Aida.
Unfortunately, it looks really, really good
It
against
does.
it.
It looks so good. So, I had finished up this top part here, and this week I was working on the haunted house.
Okay, so you said it's a Croquette A Go-Go. Which one is it?
I said Halloween in the City.
Oh, I didn't think you had said that. Okay.
So, and then you've got a ghost coming out the window, you have a ghost coming out the chimney, got a little pumpkin down there. It was just really fun putting the house together. And it's perfect at night TV stitching. It's Aida, it's 16 count Aida. So I'm not hunting and searching for boxes and that kind of thing. And you're just filling in a house. So it's really good. And then you have the starts of cats here. This is going to be a cat right here that I'm finishing up. And then there's going to be a tree here. And then I think I start another tree here, and then I'm done this page, and I get to move on to the next page.
Cool.
It's a huge project, but God, it looks so good. Also love the border.
Does it go over more, or is that as wide as it's going to be?
Oh no, it goes over I think another page and a half.
Okay. All right.
So it's a huge project.
Cool.
It's the one I want to work on right now.
I love the tree with all the pumpkins hanging out on it.
There's another one like that here. And then there's one with an owl over here. So really having fun with this one.
Yes. I love the ghosts. They're so cool.
They are.
Very cool.
So that is the cross stitch.
All right, that is the state of the cross stitch.
So I think, as far as my plans for the week, the only things I didn't do was I didn't base the second Cherish block.
Right.
And I didn't kit the 12 things that I said I was going to try and kit up for cross stitch. I kind of knew when I wrote that down that that probably wouldn't happen, because my problem is if I have the time to do cross stitchy kind of things, I want to cross stitch. I don't want to kit.
Right. Right.
Because it was the weather was.
I kitted up a whole bunch on a day where I just couldn't bear to touch anything.
Right.
So that I went through and found flosses and things like that. It was also a day that I hadn't gotten a ton of sleep the night before, so that my focus was all over the place. But yes, as far as my plans for the week, I think
I hit all the work ones.
I still have to finish cutting out fabric for one of the lines of bags that I'm doing. We are ramping up towards a bag drop coming next month, so we are getting lots of stuff done so that when we're ready to go, everything is done and ready to go. So we have also been working very hard on that. So I still have to finish cutting out the fabric for that bunch, and other than that, work-wise, I'm good. EPP, I did get some knitting in on my socks at the beginning of the week, but after a certain day, it was just, nope, don't want to touch it.
Right.
And then my cross stitch, I hit everything, so.
Yeah, I just didn't kit up those things. Okay, reading. I finished 2 good books this week. Both of them on audio, and both of them from Libby. Because I put in our library only lets us put 5 holds at a time. I don't know whether that's Libby wide or our library. So I put in 5 holds. They were all, you have several months wait. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I think all 5 of them came in within like 2 weeks. So the first one was The Lost Bookshop by Evie Woods. Sister number 3 had recommended it to us. It's a wonderful book. It really is. It's 3 points of view, 3 different characters, and you get each of their points of view, and there's a different narrator for each one. It's set in Dublin, both in the present day and then I think like the 1920s. But it's all surrounding books and that kind of thing. It's a fun book, so I highly recommend that one.
Okay.
And then the second one was Tartufo by Kira Jane Buxton, and she wrote The Hollow Kingdom, which we have both read and very much enjoyed.
Very much loved.
But it's quirky like The Hollow Kingdom, and it took me a little bit to get into it to begin with. Partly because there are a ton of characters that you have to kind of get straight, and the narrator reads it in an Italian accent because it's set in a small little village in Italy, which was sort of off-putting to begin with, but towards the middle to the end, I was just like, actually, it kind of fits with the whole quirkiness and the drama of some of these characters, so that it worked. And then the other thing that was kind of off-putting to begin with when I was listening to it was I had an ear infection and I couldn't use headphones of any kind, so I had to listen on my phone. And I don't pay as much attention, I don't think, when I just have it going on my phone as part of the overall noise as opposed to like directly in my ear. So once I got it in my ear, by then I also knew all the characters. It reminds me of a very quirky Maeve Binchy, very character driven. This is not going to grab you right away with plot or ever, but they're just it's a little Italian village where they find the largest truffle in the world. And what ensues, you get the point of view from all the different villagers. Some of the truffle dogs weigh in. At one point, you get the point of view of an ant. There's a pregnant cat named Al Pacino.
Oh my god.
It's this quirky thing where I was like, when I finished it, I wasn't quite sure how I felt about it. I gave it 4 stars. I may up it as I think about it more to 5 because they're just sticking with me.
Yeah.
These characters are just staying with me. And it's not like a laugh out loud funny, but they're a little she's got a slightly sarcastic tone to her writing. And just little asides here and there that just kind of, it's like, you just smile.
Okay.
So I really enjoyed it.
All right. I have both of them on hold, so I'm waiting for them to come in. I finished Graceling by Kristen Kishore, and this is a fantasy book. It's a book about a world that is the 7 kingdoms, and in each of the kingdoms, there are certain people that are graced with magic. They're called the Gracelings, and some of the kingdoms shun them. Some of them are very afraid of them, and others celebrate them. You can always tell if a person is graced by the fact that they have 2 different color eyes. And everybody's grace is different. Somebody might be able to hold their breath very long underwater, which is great, unless if you live in a landlocked country, and then not so much. Somebody else might be very, very good at fighting. And the kings that rule the 7 kingdoms use the Gracelings to their benefit. The main character of this book is one of the Gracelings, and she is graced with survival, which means she can fight like nobody's business. She can, she doesn't feel pain the same way others do. She doesn't need as much sleep as other people do. She is the perfect weapon, and her uncle, who is the king, has used her as such. But partway through, she decides that she doesn't want to be the hand of the king anymore. She wants to do other things. She doesn't want to be feared as much. So she goes off on a quest with somebody else. And it's really, really good. These characters were so good. I really enjoyed them. There were some really disturbing parts about it, but just overall, I liked it so very much. I really recommend it. I did. I read it on Kindle. Periodically, I go through our Kindle Unlimited and think I should get rid of some of these because I keep finding ones that I want to put on, but we're full.
Right.
So I need to read these and get rid of them. So yes, I recommend that. And then the second book that I was listening to was The Huntress by Kate Quinn. This one is going to stay with me for a very, very long time, and I have decided that I'm not doing a book of the year this year. I'm doing books of the year because I cannot decide. In the month of July, I finished, I think, 4 of the best books I've read all year, and I have The Huntress in August already, and it's just, how do you pick out of these? The Huntress is set in World War II. It's 2 different timelines. One is 1942 and one is 1950, immediately after the war. The Huntress is a German, she was an Austrian woman who was the mistress of a high-ranking SS agent who escaped to Poland at the end of the war. And she had a house on the lake, and she would lure prisoners of war who have escaped or refugees who are trying to escape into her house. She would feed them, get them warm, give them a nice meal, then take them out to the lake and shoot them. And I mean, she was a horrible, horrible person. In 1950, in the 1950 timeline, there are 3 Nazi hunters who are trying to find her. You know, as the reader, almost immediately who the Huntress is in the present day, but they don't. And the way Kate Quinn stretches it out, I was on the edge of my seat for the last couple of chapters, trying to figure out how are they going to find out, We know who it is. How are they going to which one of them is going to figure it out? I was barely breathing by the end. It was just, the suspense was so much. It was so well done. It was really, really well done. Nina is one of the Nazi hunters, and she grew up in Siberia and was one of the night witches, the all-female pilot crew that flew for Russia. And they basically flew gliders with tiny little engines, so they would fly to where they were going to drop the bombs, then turn off the engines and glide in over the German troops and just drop their bombs. And since all the Germans heard was the swoosh of the bombs coming, they called them the Night Witches, because it was like the witches riding on their brooms. So she was one of the terrible Night Witches. She as a character is so good. She's just so good. And all the others are really, really good as well. It's such a good book. Sister number 3 recommended this quite a while ago. And it came out, I think, in 2019, where it seemed like everything was being set in World War II. And a lot of them were centering on a female protagonist. And some of them were really, really good, like The Nightingale. And then there were a bunch of them that I read that were completely forgettable. They
Right.
all blended into each other, and I have no idea which one is which. This one is one that it's going to stick with you. So Kate Quinn, Kristen Hanna, Taylor Jenkins Reid, I have decided they put out anything, I will read it, because honestly, I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I have to put that on. I have
Yes.
to have my book stop coming in. Because I'm also in the middle of a book that I'm reading or listening to through Libro FM that I had to stop midway.
Oh, so you could get your Libby
Because
in,
my holds came in, and then I started to read it again, and then another hold came in. So like, this book is just going to get like 2 stars because I have no idea where I am because I started it 6 months ago.
Right. But I have just started A Botanist's Guide to Parties and Poisons by Kate Kaveri and Kate Kaveri, I think it's that. It's very good. It's very good. But I'm only about a third of the way through, so
Okay.
we'll talk about that another time.
Right.
Okay.
I think that just about does.
I think that does. I think that is more than enough.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I said. I can't believe it's. I didn't think it was going to be that long.
Editing Helen is going to be having a wonderful afternoon. All right. We hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week.
Go forth and create.
And we will see you soon.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's going to be next week or 2 weeks.
I haven't quite decided.
I haven't quite decided yet. We're going to see what happens.
Right.
But-
Stay tuned.
Yeah. We will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.